Every time I think I'm done with this country, it brings me back and it brings me to a crazier place. Welcome to the mountains in Transylvania in Romania. And look at this freaking cabin, man. I am staying at a mountain resort in the middle of nowhere in Romania, and this is officially week 6 of traveling Romania. For those that don't know, I've been to Romania 7 times, and soon I will be leaving. So this could be the last video that you see in this country. I've been here for a few days now. I'm enjoying a mate, and let me show you this place. This is one of the most unique places I've ever been to. Here is the patio. This under here is, let's see if I can open it up, is a jacuzzi, a private jacuzzi. But there's more. Here is an outdoor sauna. Look at this thing. It's like nobody has ever used this sauna before. I think that might be the case because they told me when you want to use the sauna, you have to start the fire. Oh, it's a bee, it's a bee, it's a bee. I'm trapping the bee in the sauna. Should I do that? No, come on, get out. Yeah, come on. It's not even a bee, it's like a pterodactyl. A Romanian pterodactyl. Anyways, let's head into the cabin because this is my favorite part. Like I said, I've been here for a few days, and to be honest, the rest of the place is really cool, really beautiful, really peaceful, but this is the most peaceful place I've been to in a long time, so let me show you. This is the first floor of the cabin, and when they welcomed me, there was a big bowl of fruit here, and you're like, that is a big bowl of fruit. Well, it was 3 times the size, and they gave me Prosecco. But I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, a lot of hotels in Romania leave Prosecco for me, and I'm trying to cut down on my drinking, so I don't touch it. So if you want the Prosecco, leave a comment. I'll send you the Prosecco. I don't want it. But I think you can come to this place in the winter as well because there is a wood stove. It's definitely functional. They have an espresso machine. Let me just say, okay, if you're into tea, no, it's not this one. Which one is it? If you're into tea, which I'm not a big tea guy, this one, Amas Garten, the best tea I've ever had in my life. It's from Germany. That's crazy. The best smelling tea, the best tasting tea. Enough with the tea talk. Anyway, in here is the bathroom. It's really beautiful. Nothing too crazy. What I think is a little crazy is there is hot water, and it's drinkable water because it comes from the natural spring that's in the mountain. The manager said to me, hey, just to let you know, the water here is drinkable. And I said, yeah, I would assume so. And then she said, well, almost every US person that comes here asks as if the water is drinkable. And then they say, well, it's because the US water isn't really drinkable. And I'm like, you know, they have a point. Normally, I don't say bad things about resorts or hotels, but if you have mobility issues, this is not the place for you. For my Game of Thrones fans, you're gonna like this. This is the Dragon's House, or the House of Dragons. On the outside, it's actually called the House of Dragons. And basically, here's a detailed reasoning of why it's called that. But check this place out. I have been sleeping here, like I said, for the last few nights, and it has been, I've never gotten so much work done in my life. I'm just alone, in peace. Here is the beautiful bed. A table back there. It's got some of my stuff on it. Don't look over there. But my favorite thing about this place is when you walk onto the balcony, it's not the beanbag chair. It's not the view. It's the hammock plus the view. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I was anti-hammock my entire life until this hammock. But I've sat here for at least 7 hours in the last few days just looking at this view. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds of this view uninterrupted without my voice. As we leave the House of Dragons, see, I'm not lying. I'm gonna show you where we are. So here's the map. That's where we are in Romania. And if I zoom all the way in, you see we're at the Raven's Nest. But if we keep zooming out, we're literally in the middle of nowhere. And the nearest city is here, Cluj-Napoca. It's about like 1.5 hours by super hilly mountainous roads. We're literally in the middle of nowhere. But it's also close enough to everything else in the resort where it's not like an inconvenience. We go through this. PSA, I cut my hand on that, not happy about it. Here is the rest of the resort. This is like the big restaurant cafe area. All your food is included here when you stay. There's no way to get food or anything or water or all this good jazz. So you have to eat at the restaurant. The food is decent, didn't knock my socks off. The breakfast is super superior. Savoir. There are other houses here. So there's two types of accommodation. There's private house and then there's rooms. I've seen both. The price difference is pretty drastic, but I will say, I don't think the room is really worth it. I think the house is definitely worth it. Maybe you're saying, Christian, you've been in Romania forever. When are you gonna leave? And trust me, I know. One thing you guys don't know is that 2 weeks ago, I went to Istanbul for the weekend and I got severe food poisoning. So I've been recovering from that. That was really terrible. I ended up in the hospital. If I want, I'll put a photo of it right there. Romanian videos won't be forever. I'm actually going to Brazil in about 5 days to go to an island with a friend of mine off the coast of Rio. This is the observatory where you can sit down, relax, and see the mountains of Romania. But what's also nice is if you're not in one of the houses like I am, let's say you're in one of the rooms, you can use the jacuzzi, which gives you the same exact view over these Transylvanian mountains. Well, good morning from a little old town in the heart of Romania. The time is now 5:35 in the morning. And the last time you saw me, we were at the Raven's Nest. But for the last 5 days, I've been in this little town. The town's name is Sibiu, and I've had a little bit of a sickness, so I've been staying in bed and waiting, basically until today. Well, what is today and why have I been waiting? Well, today, after almost 7 weeks in this country, I'm finally leaving Romania. Trust me, I'm a mixed emotional bag as well, because it's been an amazing 7 weeks here, but the time has been done. It's ready to move on. And today we actually go to 2 countries. So the first stop will be in Istanbul, Turkey, which I will go tonight, and then our final destination is Brazil. Right now we have a train at 6, so we're gonna head to the rail station, get a coffee, and we're gonna take about a 6-hour train journey to the capital, Bucharest, and then I have another about 7 hours until my flight, so that should be fun. I will say, many people told me, you have to go to Sibiu. You have to go to Sibiu. It's like one of the most important cities to go to in Romania. And this being my 7th time now in Romania, it's the first time I came to Sibiu. I'm a bit underwhelmed. Don't get me wrong, it's nice, it's old, it has that feeling of an old Romanian city, but is it necessary or worth coming to? I think that's tough. So this is actually really interesting. Here at the Sibiu train station, right next to it, the Autogara is the bus station, right? In Romania is a very interesting country when it comes to this sense. Romania has buses and they have trains, but trains are only really useful in certain portions of the country, more down south. In the north, basically, a journey normally that would take 2-3 hours by car takes about 9 to 10 hours by train. Instead, to get to these towns, and you can actually see ones leaving right now, they use these little vans. They're not buses, they're literally these little vans, and you can only pay cash for the little vans, from my experience, and they take you to all the smaller cities in Romania. I actually rode on one of those vans one time through a gypsy village, and like every 100 meters we were stopping and picking up gypsies and taking them to the next village and stuff like this. We did this for about an hour, and it was a super interesting sight. I wanted to get to the rail station a little bit early, maybe to get a coffee or something, but the only coffee available is the little coffee machine here. But to tell you, the rail station looks a bit grim at the moment. I mean, there's people sleeping in the middle of the rail station, people on the floor of the rail station. This is not... Romania doesn't look like this. Sibiu looks like this. There's more homeless people in this city than I've seen in any other city in Romania. As you can see behind me, our train to Bucharest and our eventual train out of Romania has arrived. We were looking for seat 106. I booked the cheapest ticket, and they didn't have any tickets until I checked the morning, or yesterday morning, which is terrifying because if they didn't have tickets for this train, I have no idea how I would have gotten to Bucharest. So we've made it on the train. Everyone is still getting on. We're going to find out if this is one of the trains in Romania that has air conditioning. I don't know. It's like 50-50 when you're traveling through this country. So the time now is 9:33. We've been on the train for 3.5 hours. This is brutal. The train is completely packed. We're just going through the countryside. I've ridden this line before, but it's super packed. There's no room. My back hurts, my leg hurts. Standing in the corridor, just trying to stretch the legs. We should be getting into Bucharest in, I think, another hour and a half, something like this. But then we have a huge layover in the city of Bucharest, and I'm not trying to go to the airport until the last minute. Look at the old Romanian town of Predil. I know nothing about this town. But think about it, when you're on the rails, when you're on the bus, you're passing by these towns where people actually live. You'll never know these people. You'll never get to see their little town, the town of Predil. Look how beautiful this little Romanian couple is. Sitting there having a coffee, enjoying the sun, the Romanian sun of Predil. Do you want to come to Predil? We can come to Predil together. Have you ever wanted to ride a train with the doors open? Come to Predil, Romania's most average rail station. I just realized how awful taking a 7-hour train at 5 in the morning is. Time is now 11:32. We've just arrived into Bucharest station, and this is gonna, I'm not gonna lie to you, there are good days of travel, there are bad days of travel, and there are tough days of travel, and this is gonna be a tough day. Why is it a tough day? Well, I have both bags on me, and the weight of these bags is around 20 kilos, which is really close to 40 pounds, like 35, 40 pounds, and it is super hot. Not to mention, there's nowhere for me to put this until my flight. My flight tonight is at 6 p.m., which means I'll leave the city center around 3, get to the airport around 4, then I can finally ditch the big bag. I bring this one with me on the plane, and then things get a little bit easier. I should arrive into Istanbul around 8 o'clock. I'm actually going to the Asian side. I've never been to this airport in Istanbul. It's a different one than I've ever been to. Been to Istanbul twice. So let's find a coffee shop, sit down, and just veg out. Just veg out. This time I've traveled all of Romania, from Timișoara to Oradea, Iași, Bucovina, Constanța. I am all Romania'd out. Romania has a lot of beautiful places.
But the government is...
Yeah,
they are full. Sorry for this word, but they are full.
I think that's the issue with Romania, is the government.
They make the people life very, very bad. The government. A lot of taxes, fee.
Da.
A lot of rules.
Da.
Sorry for this word, but they are shit.
What is the most difficult part?
A lot of tax, fee. More fee, and they don't do nothing.
With the money.
Yes.
So they take more money and they do nothing with it.
They take money and they go with girl. How do you call it? Girl, you know, fucking girl. Sorry, I don't know in English how it's calling.
Like,
and they go with Tenerife everywhere.
like a prostitute.
Yes.
This one.
Yes. So in English, prostitute is the same type.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Same word.
Yeah. They take a lot of fee from population. Okay. And they go there, but they don't do the road. They don't do the, I don't know, the bus.
It's corruption.
Hospital, something like this. No.
What do you think is the most important thing that needs to be done or fixed? Like the roads, the trains,
Everything.
everything.
Yes, because Romania is a beautiful country, but this president, Iohannis, maybe you hear this, he stole everything: gold, land, tree, you know, this tree.
Ah, the forests. And he gives it. He sells to Austria. No.
Yes.
And then I heard this because then Romania has to buy trees for a higher price. I never understand this.
Neither. I think this is the last year when he is on president. I think, I don't know. But next time, I don't vote him again.
Ah, you voted for him the first time.
The first time, yes, because I think he changed something.
What was your name again?
Andrea.
Christian. Nice to meet you.
And thank you for English.
Of course, of course. All right. We have made it to the airport. Oh, what a nice lady. She was very happy that I spoke English with her. All right, let's head into the airport. I'll get through security and I'll update you on how I'm feeling after we get through all of that. Two things you won't believe. One, outside is like a torrential downpour. And it's so bad, like it's not just a regular downpour, that we have an amber alert about the severity of the storm. 70 to 90 kilometer per hour winds. But also, I hate this airport. I only say good things about Romania, but the worst part about Romania is this airport. Why? Look at my shirt. I am sweating through my shirt because this entire airport is like 35 degrees Celsius. It's like 85, 90 degrees in here. It's so, like I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt and I'm sweating through, oh, there's lightning. Please, please let us take off this flight. I want to go to Istanbul. The time is now 6:50. This is actually the time we were supposed to depart, so we're delayed a little bit. Weather has slightly improved, but you can still see some lightning coming out of there. It's been a long day, from the train to sitting in the cafe to sitting in the airport, sweating through my shirt. The only thing I can think of is getting to Istanbul and then to Brazil. I really want to go to Brazil, even though it's not my favorite place.
Kindly ask you to place your backpacks.
So I've flown from Romania to Istanbul a few times. I always fly on Taram, which is the Romanian airline. First time flying on, what's this? Pegasus. And this might be the tightest amount of leg room I've ever had in my life. And this is including Spirit or Frontier. I'm not the biggest guy. I'm 5'11". And my knee is in the person in front of me. The last 20 minutes of my life has been absolutely crazy. We land down, this is like my third time in Istanbul. Never been to this airport though. This airport is on the Asian side. It was the most chaotic 20 minutes of a flight I've ever been a part of. We're driving, and then we stop on the taxiway because Istanbul is just massive. And then half of the plane get up and start taking all their bags. And then the flight attendants are getting up and they're running and they're like, no, don't take your bags, sit down. And then we park and everyone gets up out of their seat like it's like a mad panic. The buses aren't even here yet. We're not even connected to the terminal. I'm getting elbows, I'm getting knees, I'm getting Turkish knees in my back. It was crazy. You can see the bags under my eyes. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Anyways, we're gonna get the bag from the baggage claim here. Then I think I'm gonna hop on the metro. I'm staying at a friend's house tonight, and then tomorrow morning is our flight to Brazil. So we have the overnight in Istanbul. I swear, airport duty-free shops look exactly like the perfume department episode from SpongeBob. This joke will hit with a very limited audience, but it's like they're on the Flying Dutchman ship. I am so exhausted, and the worst part is, I mean, we're taking the metro. That was a given. I always take the metro, but it's gonna be 1 hour to her apartment. We made it to the Istanbul metro station. Well, the metro line. Notice how clean it is. Compare that to US public transportation and how much of a disaster it is. Basically, it doesn't matter the country in Europe, all the public transportation is spotless. Even in Buenos Aires, even the public transportation in Argentina, spotless. I will be sitting in this seat 1 hour and then a 15-minute walk, all for Brazil. Welcome back to the city that almost killed me last time. This is Istanbul, Turkey, one of the most unique and honestly one of the best cities in the world. This is the Asian side of Istanbul. I don't know where I'm going, but one thing that you need to know about Istanbul is this. Istanbul really is two different cities, the European side and the Asian side. Here on the Asian side, you can see there's basically no garbage on the ground. Everyone, and I mean everybody, has their phone out. It's way safer here on the Asian side than the European side. But the European side is more touristy, which is strange. You know, you'd think maybe the opposite. I have about a 20-minute walk until I get to my friend's apartment. She just asked me if I'm hungry, and I'm most likely going to avoid any kind of food in this country. Why? Because I ended up in the hospital last time. But guys, I'm gonna end the video here from the streets of Istanbul. Tomorrow, we start our epic journey back to South America, to Brazil. Thank you to all the Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon subscribers for making this travel around the world possible. I will see you tomorrow on our flight to Rio de Janeiro.